Music critics say this year women dominated the rap game. So here's the list. The top 5 female rappers of 2019. So at the number 5 spot, we have got Missy Elliott. The veteran got her flowers with the long overdue MTV Video Vanguard Award. And number 4 is Lizzo. The flute-playing, twerking musician broke Billboard records and earned 8 Grammy nominations this year. Next up, we have at number 3, Rhapsody. Her album, Eve, broke boundaries. She calls it, quote, her love letter to all Black women. At number 2, we have Cardi B, the first woman to win a Grammy for Best Rap Album of the Year. And number 1.
Then the next day I might leave him on red. Ay, pop it, daydreaming.
Yes, you know it, Megan Thee Stallion. Hot Girl Meg inspired us all to have a hot girl summer, and she gave us bars. So that's our top 5. Make sure you take a good look. There it is. And like any good list, it's up for debate. So, Ben, you got a problem with my list?
Wow. Yeah, like.
I mean, we're going to start it off.
The only man in the room, right?
Yes.
Missy was a little questionable to me. I understand Missy's a legend.
Why?
Missy's a legend and everything, and I didn't realize that she'd gotten that MTV award this year. I just don't pay attention to MTV that much. But
Also, the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Yep.
there we go. I forgot about that one too, because we actually were talking about that before.
Yeah.
What else can you say then? She was Songwriters Hall of Fame this year. But it's just weird because, like I say, as much of a legend she is, I didn't feel like she put out anything this year that really was like,
Yeah, I understand putting her on the list because this was a resurgence year for her, and because she has been having a moment that started last year coming into this year. But even with the Vanguard Award and the Songwriters Hall of Fame, those are about, and she received an honorary doctorate from Berklee School of Music. Like you said, she's been getting her flowers, but all of those things are about a culmination of her career. This is the first year she released new music, and she still made a pretty triumphant return. She's remained relevant, which I think it's super difficult to do for somebody who's been in the game for 20 years, especially as a woman in the rap game, in the music industry, period, but especially in the rap game. So I understand why she's there. I just feel like she sits separate from these newer artists. Only because she's done this for so long. I feel like it's almost an injustice to her to put her in the same conversation. I'm not saying that she isn't one of the most influential female rappers of the year, but she's also one of the most influential female rappers, period. So I don't know. I feel like it kind of pigeonholes her to just talk about this year. I think she had a great year, but I think it's a very different thing from what Cardi and Megan and Lizzo and Rhapsody accomplished this year in terms of actually like really setting their careers on a path, as opposed to Missy bringing her career back.
Right, but you believe Missy deserves to be there.
I think for me, the resurgence was why she was here. And obviously it is important that we're here to get her flowers. It's been 20 plus years in the game and she's really, made her mark. We also forgot she was on that song with Lizzo, Tempo. So it's like she's keeping up with the girls who are really making their mark. And in a way, I feel like she sort of paved the way for Lizzo, a girl who wasn't really, visually who we wanted to see or mainstream wanted to see, at the forefront of rap or music or hip hop. So to kind of slightly pass the baton and kind of be in a song with her, I think that was really important as well.
So who do you think we left off the list?
No, see, that's the thing. I don't think there's anyone that I could name who, like, there are people personally I like, but who had as much of an impact this year. And I think that's also part of the problem is that the mainstream industry tends to focus on one. Oh, well, okay, now I'm bugging. City Girls.
Oh, yeah, City Girls.
Yeah, City Girls.
In terms of influence, I think.
Act Up was a good summer for them.
Yeah.
So who would you bump off to put City Girls in there?
Oh.
Even though I cannot deny it, I would bump off Lizzo.
What?
Yeah.
But I understand only because.
Bump her right off.
Only because
That's so mean.
Lizzo's so much more than a rapper. Like, she belongs in so many other conversations that a Cardi or a Megan can't go into. Missy can go into some of them, but Missy doesn't sing live. She'll sing on track. She won't sing live. So it's like Lizzo, she does sing rap, and we know that she wants to be in a certain kind of rapper conversation. She said it herself. But I don't even think Lizzo expects to be put up against Cardi and Megan. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I know when she compared herself to a rapper, she compared herself to like a Future or a 21 Savage, which is, and 21 Savage is also technically a singer. You know, so I said this backstage, Lizzo was a rapper the way Drake is a singer, meaning their styles lend themselves to putting them in that category in a way, but it's not really what they do. They just play with it a little bit.
Gotcha.
Like she's not out here really spitting bars. Like Lizzo's not gonna do a freestyle, but
she's still rapping though.
she talks singing.
It reminds me of Kesha, kind of like the sing talk sort of thing. It works for her, and it's working obviously very well. I mean, 8 Grammy nominations, the most out of any artist nominated this year. Like,
but that's
across
because of
genres.
all
But it's
she does.
all she does. Yeah, she was nominated in pop categories. She was nominated in R&B categories, and obviously the general category. So it's like
She is not charted at all in rap categories, by the way.
Yeah, no rap categories, no nominations.
She's not charted or nominated in rap.
Oh no, I think she charted. I think "Good as Hell" actually right now is #1 in the rap hip hop categories, which is like crazy because I do not think "Good as Hell" is a rap song.
Not at all.
There's no part of Good as Hell that.
I do my no, that's not.
No,
That's all.
there's
singing.
no part of.
And I think she actually made history because she was the first female rapper to bump herself out of the #1 slot on the the hot rap R&B songs, which is like incredible.
But that's the thing, it's the rap R&B chart. Like Billboard's rap R&B chart
They do.
is not. There's a rap chart and then there's the hot rap R&B chart. So it's a little tricky.
I honestly still feel like Truth Hurts isn't really a rap song either.
Nor do I, but it's more of a rap song than Good
But
as
it's
Hell.
much more of a rap song than this. Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't even
It's a pop song.
So you don't consider Lizzo a rapper?
No, see, don't put me there because then I you put my Twitter on here.
Then it's like,
Consider that song a rap song?
I don't think Truth Hurts is a rap song.
It's more of a
I
rap
think it
song
has-
than Good as Hell.
Rap elements. And I think that's Lizzo's like strong suit,
starts rappish.
being able to employ
starts
different
rappish.
elements
Spoken
and different
wordish.
genres, and being able to, touch upon everything, especially in a way that like a lot of Black artists don't always have the luxury to tap into other genres as easily as Lizzo does. So it's big for her.
No, I think Lizzo has had an amazing year. And that's the thing, because I know Lizzo gets a lot of hate on social media and stuff, and I don't want to be.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't want to be a person, but I'm like I DJ a lot of weddings, and Lizzo dominates like Bruno Mars used to, and I'm just like, but it's like
Black weddings or white weddings?
white weddings. Lizzo has definitely taken the pop, spot from Bruno Mars. Like she is a pop queen before anything at this
Which
point.
I think is fine, though, by
it's
the way. I know
perfect.
this isn't the conversation we're having, but I think it's okay. I just need to
do
say
that.
on record,
I
like,
just don't
it's
understand
fine.
why people are so upset that she's getting white acceptance, because it's like when she came out all these years ago with
people
Truth
weren't
Hurts,
fucking with
they
her.
weren't messing with her like
Yeah.
that. So, and she had a very strong LGBTQ following,
Yep.
and that's like very easily transferable to white culture. So the fact that she's getting all this shine
It's
from the
because
gay
she a
community, from
dark-skinned
this,
black woman.
and she's
Because
big
they never said
boned,
that about Rihanna.
and she's big boned
They
as well.
never had a
and
problem with Rihanna. Yeah.
But shouldn't that be the goal of every artist
Yes.
Yes.
to appeal
supposed
to
to
as
be.
many people as possible?
We can't argue about how black music isn't just one thing and how black artists aren't a monolith, and we can't argue about cultural appropriation and white artists who are doing black music and then a black artist dominate pop charts and everybody be like, she not for us. We can't do that. Like, that's not fair. It's not fair. And she was looking, I know for a fact, from people who worked on her team, she was wondering why black outlets weren't asking for her, looking for her. So we can't be mad that we weren't checking for her and then she caught a lick and now we feel like we don't own her.
Right.
You know?
Well, speaking of not fair, Jermaine Dupri said that some of the top rappers engage in what he calls stripper rap.
Right.
Is that accurate or offensive?
So, here's the thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Wow.
MC Lyte, Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah, they came out over 20 years ago and broke every commercial barrier in hip hop. And they did it talking about sex, they did it talking about dominance, they did it asserting their sexuality. Kim and Foxy were 20 years ago. So, but the range of black rappers, black women rappers, is so wide that the fact that in 2019, JD, who by the way has a platform through which he can elevate new rappers and pushed them to the forefront, has a whole show, a whole TV show, complaining about what the landscape looks like for women. And I've heard other people echo it, and it's so narrow-minded, because the first thing it tells me is who you pay attention to,
Clearly.
right? And the second, it tells me you're not listening. Like, you have your eyes on one or two people. You're not actually looking to see what's out there, which has nothing to do with what's out there. It just has to do with what you're paying attention to. And second, like, sir, if you're actually in a position to do something about this, instead of complaining about it, like, I ain't seen you launch no rap careers since The Brat. So, even though you've had this hip hop show for 4 seasons,
Something
3
like
seasons, I don't know nobody who came out of the show. That's all I'm saying.
But Ben, the term stripper rap, isn't that sexist though? Because when men rap about sex, they're not labeled anything.
Hello.
Say it again.
But they are though. I mean, well, I'm not me personally, but rappers are labeled all kind of different
Like
things.
gangster rap
drug rap, coke rap,
rap.
emo rap, mumble rap. Yeah, I'm not one of putting genres on music in general. I think that genres are kind of a thing that people just use to put people in categories. Like you see all these things now where it's like, oh, this is pop rap, and everyone's shocked that but it's like those are pop chart.
That was silly.
Yeah. But as far as it being stripper rap, I think that's a tough thing. It's tougher to just say, okay, this is stripper rap. Because I personally, I like Meg. I like pretty much, I love Cardi from the first time I heard her. I love Cardi from before she was even a rapper, when she was just doing YouTube videos and all that stuff. I knew she just had potential from then. But at the same time, I feel like the industry and the mainstream like put a big shine on like City Girls, Meg, things like that they wouldn't do to a Rhapsody. And that bugs me out. Because to me, Rhapsody's album is like one of the top 5
But
albums
is that
of the
the
year.
artist's fault? I think that's my thing. People blame the artist for that instead of looking at how the business works.
Especially since a lot of the women that you did highlight who are getting pushed more than a Rhapsody or a Young M.A., they do adhere to a certain visual aesthetic.
And they make hits, and that's the other thing. Like Rhapsody's album, as much as I love it, there's not one song on there that I personally am like, okay, I need to bump this in the club this week.
Right.
But so what? Am I pronouncing that right? I never know how to pronounce it. Saweetie? There we go. Yeah,
Saweetie.
hits. City Girl hits. Meg hits. And that's even a lot of well, I can say it now. Male rappers don't get that idea. Like they don't know you have to make hits.
You have to make hits. I think the thing that bothers me also about this whole like stripper rap thing, it's 2 things. The first thing is people who were hating on Cardi, who was like, well, she used to be a stripper. And it's like, okay, she was a stripper when she was like 18 to 20 something. Do you want her to just never do anything else for the rest of her life because she was a stripper? Meg is literally in school right now. So I think it's also like we say we want to see certain examples of growth and aspiration and entrepreneurship and women who want to be examples. And how are these women not examples? Because they're still twerking? Like, what does that mean? You know what I mean? I think it's very double-sided, and it comes from a place of a lot of bias. And it's just not fair. But also, like, we've been breaking rap records in strip clubs for 20 years. Like, literally going to the strip club first to break a record. So what's wrong with stripper rap? Like it goes off in the strip club.
That's the thing. Like most rap right now is stripper rap. It's not just women making stripper rap. The majority of music are made right now, like you said, has become. Strip clubs have become more mainstream. The culture of strip clubs became mainstream.
It's a sports bar with some titties.
Yeah, the trap music of it has. The style of music that bumps off in the strip club has become the mainstream form of music. So I don't think calling it stripper rap is even. Like, I think it's like you need to call future stripper rap.
Yeah. I think this just puts a responsibility on the consumer themselves to really, if you want to hear something different, you have to make the conscious decision to go on streaming to try to find these people on your own and not just let the mainstream dictate what you listen to, who you see. Like, if you want to see someone different who's talking about something, a little bit more, I guess, deep, go out and find it. Go out and find it.
There you go. Well, hopefully you knew all the artists we talked about because they are inescapable right now. But if you disagree with my blacklist, I want you to let me know on Instagram or Twitter @Marlie Show. You just watched a clip from the show that covers the culture like no other. For every episode, I assemble a panel of thinkers, activists, celebs, and outspoken experts to give us their unfiltered opinions on the topics that matter to Black America. This is elevated, intelligent, and uncensored discussion, representing every perspective. The conversations we have when we're the only ones in the room. No topic is off limits. We're not afraid to go there, and we do it all live, 5 days a week. Join me here every weekday at 4 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget to subscribe and follow us on social media at twitter.com/Marlie Show. It's The Marlie Show. There's nothing else like it.